Greetings and salutations on the 580 Sports Talk YouTube channel. This is a Kansas City Chiefs instant reaction from two-thirds of the 580 Sports Talk crew, Dan Lucero and Spencer Dupuis. We are live with you following a 20-17 Kansas City Chiefs loss to the Philadelphia Eagles at Arrowhead Stadium this evening, making the Chiefs 0-2 for the first time in the Patrick Mahomes era. Since the league expanded in the 70s, only two teams have ever earned the top seed in their respective conferences for the playoffs after starting 0-2, the 2003 Eagles and the 1993 Dallas Cowboys. And if the Chiefs are to make the AFC playoffs, the Arrowhead Invitational for another season, that's some of the history that they'll be pushing against as they start 0-2 with another one-score loss. And I guess we'll start there, Spencer, that all last season we had people asking the broader viewing public, not necessarily us, not necessarily Chiefs fans who were enjoying the ride, but the question about the Chiefs all last season was they can't possibly keep getting away with this, right? They can't possibly keep up this record in one-score games. They can't possibly continue to have this kind of luck in games that are decided by 3 or 4 or 7 points. And so far in 2025, it looks like we are starting to have the question answered. What would it look like if they didn't? Because the Chiefs are now 0-2 in these one-score games in both times because the defense has been unable to get Patrick Mahomes and company the football back. 2 one-score losses for the Kansas City Chiefs to start the season, which on the one hand sort of, I think, I'm not ready to say the Chiefs are bad. I mean, if you're coming here, you want to dump on the Chiefs.
Yeah,
you want to write
no,
them
not
off.
bad.
Yeah, this was a much improved football team, particularly on the defensive side from week one, and we'll get there. But a lot has to go right in a one-score game. And the Chiefs last year got all the bounces in one-score games. And this year, there was one very specific bounce does not go the Chiefs' way, and it turns what would have been a Travis Kelce touchdown and a 17-13 Chiefs lead into a handful of plays later, an Eagles touchdown and a 20-10 Eagles lead in the fourth quarter. And that's kind of the play that defines the game. And you have to get those bounces if you're going to live on the margin the way this Chiefs team kind of has to, because the roster isn't good enough to out-talent anybody, especially not the Eagles, who, if anybody's got a roster to out-talent somebody, it's them. You have to make all the plays. You have to get a few of the breaks. The Chiefs did not get that bounce, that bad bounce, as the difference in a ultimately a one-score loss.
Yeah, I mean, that bounce on that particular pass to Kelce that looked like it was a step ahead of Kelce maybe, and it bounced off of fingertips and into the defender's arms at the right place, right time. That should have been a pick six, but shout out Josh Simmons for showing absolute amazing speed.
Yeah, man.
On the field.
Holy Moses.
Yeah.
That is elite left tackle athleticism on the part of Josh Simmons to save the touchdown on the return. Wowzers. Anyway, continue.
But another missed opportunity was that field goal, right? Like, you missed that field goal from Harrison Butker, who is known as a guy that's pretty much nails, right? Like, in a day that we saw a lot of great kicking in the NFL from distance, unfortunately, Harrison Butker misses a field goal that, hey, it would have been 20-20 if he made that field goal, right? If hindsight's 2020, funny enough right there. But, just missed opportunities on missed opportunities. But I'm going to take this 1 point and 1 point only to say that the tush push is a broken play, because there was blatant offsides on every single tush push play, or blatant false start on every single tush push play that the Eagles run, excluding the one that they thought got in the end zone that didn't. And then the next play, one as well. And then later on, another one as well. So I don't know. The refs are scared to call it, I guess.
Yeah, there's definitely a bit of hesitation to throw a flag either way, because they missed a foul on the Chiefs trying to punch at the ball on the snap. That's certainly not allowed. The Chiefs got 2 stops on it. I mean, they stopped Hurts short, although, frankly, the one on the goal line that made it 20-10, Hurts was in on that third down. I don't know what the officials missed on that replay
that was also
review.
A false start. Like, that was like, if you went back and watched that was both guards false starting. So
it's not real enjoyable football
no.
unless you're an Eagles fan. But hey, it works, and they're not going to legislate it out of the game anytime soon. Your job is to stop it. The Chiefs put up as good a resistance as anybody has against it, but still a very difficult play to stop, and ended up sustaining some drives, ended up providing the winning touchdown, ended up providing the first down that sealed the football game. They showed on the screen a graphic late in the game that this loss now means that Patrick Mahomes has lost 3 consecutive games as a starting quarterback for the first time since he was at Texas Tech in 2016. And I think that's extremely appropriate because what we are seeing right now is Texas Tech Mahomes, where the personnel on offense just isn't good enough. He might have had better receivers at Texas Tech, if we're being honest with you. The Eagles in this game, we much was made in the Super Bowl that they didn't have to blitz so they could get pressure with 4. In this game, Vic Fangio blitzed the hell out of Patrick Mahomes. Why can you do that? Why can you blitz? You have faith in man-to-man coverage on the back end. Well, why do you have faith in man-to-man coverage on the back end? Number one, Philadelphia's secondary is very good. Number two, who's getting open one-on-one? Who on this roster right now, who is healthy, is getting open one-on-one? Hollywood Brown maybe on some quick stuff. Tyquan Thornton on a 9 route did get open twice, once because defenders fell down and Mahomes airmailed him by 20 yards. And then another time later on, that was not man coverage on the back end, and Thornton got deep, and they hit him for the touchdown that made it 20-17. But, like, turbo-washed Travis Kelce, that used to be the guy, right? Like, okay, yeah, blitz Patrick Mahomes, because if you got one-on-one on Kelce, he's going to get open on third down. The drive's going to continue. There were some glimpses of that version of Travis Kelce. He has a couple of big third down completions, connections in this game, 4 catches for 61 yards. But by and large, this is not a team right now that is equipped to be able to move the ball effectively. And you can see Patrick Mahomes in the first half resigned to saying, hey, I do it myself. I will go out there. I believe he had 70 yards rushing in the first half. He ended up with 66 yards rushing in the contest. He had the rushing touchdown that gave the Chiefs the lead briefly in the first half. I have a lot of trouble putting any of this offense's difficulties on Patrick Mahomes right now. The offensive line, thought it was better than it was against the Chargers. Still not quite good enough. Another penalty for Juwan Taylor. Another sack given up by Kingsley Suamataia. But the big problem is they just don't have the guys to get open.
Yeah.
They cannot get open against man coverage. And the Eagles knew it, and the Eagles took full advantage of it. It enabled them to blitz and bring some more pressure and force the ball out of Mahomes' hands quickly. And until they were playing a little bit of relaxed defense there with a 10-point lead late, there was nothing. There were no opportunities down the field for the Chiefs. I know they want to open things up, but you can't open it up when teams are blitzing and you can't get open on the short stuff. And that is because you don't have the personnel for it. Xavier Worthy's a guy who can get open. He's in street clothes. Rashee Rice is a guy who can get open against man-to-man coverage. He's still got to sit out for 4 more games after this one. Without those guys, there's no answer. The Chiefs did not have the offensive answers for what the Eagles threw at them in a very different way than Super Bowl 59, but no less frustrating.
Yeah, I think it's also frustrating, too, that you can't establish the ground game unless it's Patrick Mahomes trying to put the team on his back. Like, this is unexcusable as a team that your quarterback, who is not really known as a running quarterback, right? He's a scrambler. He can get out of the pocket and run when he needs to. But he is the leading rusher on this team through 2 weeks. And he has 7 carries, 7 rushes for 66 yards this week. Your 3 guys combined had 19 rushes for, I'm doing quick math, about 54 yards. 19 rushes for 54 yards. That is inexcusable. If you need to have the run game complement the pass game, and that's just not happening for the Chiefs. Even your number 1 running back can't average 2.2 yards a carry.
No, they're not good enough at running back. That's plainly obvious. If Mahomes is their best runner of the football right now, it's not just that he's been their leading rusher. He's their most effective runner of the football. And there were some times in the first half, I thought that the offensive line did a good job and kept the pocket open and allowed Mahomes to step up and create some things. It wasn't a lot of Mahomes bailing the pocket or sweeping out and make stuff happen. It was a lot of stepping up in the pocket. Nobody's home, so he's going to run, and he should take advantage of those plays, because right now that's some of the best offense that the Chiefs have. They are not good enough on offense right now, and like Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy help some things, but it shouldn't look like this without just 2 guys. And a part of the reason it looks like that without those 2 guys is because you're not good enough at running back, not even close. And your guy who's been the skeleton key on third down, the one guy who's the 7-11, he's always open, Travis Kelce, he's not that guy anymore. He's flat out not that guy anymore. And in past years, I think he makes that catch no problem at the goal line, and he walks in. It's 17-13 Chiefs. He's just not as fast getting off the line anymore. He's not as quick into his break. He didn't have as much separation. He looked up late, didn't see the ball, and it carried him right to Andrew Makuba for the back-breaking interception. Chiefs score on that drive. I like their chances because let's get to the one thing that was good for the Chiefs tonight. I thought defensively they were terrific. I think if you look at Barkley, 4 yards a carry for the game, 22 for 88. That was a workmanlike 88 yards. Chiefs did a really nice job forcing the Eagles into those second and long, third and long type of situations. I thought the coverage on the back end was mostly good. There was the one bust, and it wasn't really even a bust. It was a jump ball, and Devontae Smith beat Trent McDuffie. Sometimes their best beats your best, and that's football. And other than that, there wasn't a lot happening for the Eagles offense throughout the game. I thought the Chiefs defense proved that week one was the aberration and that they're capable of playing at a high level. Jalen Hurts didn't do anything. A.J. Brown was all but invisible. I thought that they generated some good pass rush, a lot of blitzings. Spags loves to blitz, but man, he blitzes a whole lot in this game. He blitzed a ton. I
think Hurts also really missed his tight end, Dallas Goedert.
Yes,
when you don't have your guy, I think Goddard has become Hurts's guy, the dump-off guy, the guy where if nothing's going on, I know I probably got my tight end on a linebacker, right? Dallas Goedert is a very athletic tight end, and it showed that they didn't have him.
That was that certainly was a mystery, a miss, a big miss for the Eagles, but the Chiefs took advantage. They got guys hurt too. You know, that's football. So I thought the defense was much better. I thought the pass rush, Omar Norman-Lott, first career sack. I thought Noel Williams played a really good game. Couple of nice plays in coverage.
Noel Williams is going to be this team's second corner if he keeps that up, because Christian Fulton can't just stay on the field.
Yeah, Fulton got hurt in this game pretty early. Mike Dana got hurt in this game pretty early. We don't know anything about them yet. Andy Reid hasn't spoken to the podium yet. But yeah, Fulton's still down. It's going to take him longer to get up to speed. I think Noel Williams proved today that he's a little more trustworthy, a little further along, and that's big because it helps you move Trent McDuffie into the slot. Couple of comments to get to. Paul in the YouTube comments asks, remember when the screen game was a large part of an Andy Reid offense? Where has that been? It was a large part of an offense when he had good running backs. Yeah. And they don't have good running backs. And they don't have good pass-catching running backs. This team's lack of a third down back, a blitz protector back, it just kills them on third down. They are a worse third down team for the lack of a Jet McKinnon, for the lack of a Samaje Perine. Like Pacheco and Hunt, they're gonna try, like they're gonna do their best, but that's not a role for them. You can't run the screen game with backs who aren't good pass catchers, who aren't good blockers and make you respect the blocking threat. You can't do it with a left side of offensive line. That's still a bit of a question as well. So that's why you don't see the screen game. Vance says, can't blame this one on Kelce. You certainly blame the drop pass on Travis Kelce. That's got to be a catch. He's got to get his head around. That is, if you want to call it bad luck, the redirect, right into the arms of Andrew Makuba. Yeah, sure, there's an element of that. That's got to be a catch, and I'm sure Travis Kelce will say the same. And I'll bet Kelce puts a lot of this on his shoulders, even though, again, 4 catches for 61 yards. He ended up being the Chiefs' leading receiver today. Had some flashes, but he is still, again, by and large, no longer that automatic third down conversion. That was something last year. The Chiefs lived on converting on third down after third down after third down. And right now, they're unable to count on that. They're unable to sustain drives. It puts a lot more on the defense's shoulders. I thought the defense put out a championship effort today. I really did. I thought that was an effort good enough to win a lot of games. Didn't get it done because the offense wasn't good enough to get it done because they just don't have the pieces. And it is a sin against football to say we got Patrick Mahomes, but we don't have the pieces around him.
Exactly.
And he's far from the only elite all-time great quarterback to go through a season and not have pieces around him. It happened to Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. It happened for about a 10-year period around not a 10-year period, but there was about a 3-4-year period around Tom Brady in New England where he didn't have the guys. They have the guys right now for the Chiefs, and they better hope that Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy are as much missed as it feels like they are missed right now in this Chiefs offense, because right now it is impotent. They cannot get the ball down the field, and it sucks. It sucks to watch a great quarterback in an offense like that. Again, some of that is the Eagles are awesome on the back end. They're awesome up front. They blitzed effectively. I guarantee you the Chiefs were not ready for that blitzing from Vic Fangio after he did not blitz famously a single time in Super Bowl 59. So it is a loss for the Chiefs, and they are 0-2, and the numbers are the numbers, that it is historically difficult to make the playoffs when starting 0-2. It is historically darn near impossible to earn the number 1 seed in your conference when starting 0-2. But one of the teams who did that was a living dynasty. It was the 1993 Dallas Cowboys. They started 0-2 when Emmitt Smith was holding out, and I think they won the rest of their games. I don't think they lost again once they got Emmitt Smith in there, and they won the Super Bowl that year. The Eagles in 2003 played a really tough schedule to start their season, ended up getting the number 1 seed in the NFC. It's not impossible. I'm not writing the Chiefs off. I'm not here to bury the Chiefs, but 0-2 means you got some work to do. And this is a franchise that has very rarely had its back to the wall like this. So I guess my final thought is it's going to be really interesting to see how the Chiefs respond to some early season pressure, to having their back up against the wall a little bit, to going on the road for Sunday Night Football against a Giants team that I don't think is particularly good, but very nearly beat Dallas today. Also
hungry.
Might not be very
I would say they're very hungry for a win.
I'd say they're hungry too.
And it doesn't look like Russ is as washed as people think he is after the performance he put out late today to keep them in the ballgame.
So it's a long way to go, and it goes to show you how spoiled we are with the Chiefs, where it's 2 weeks in and you're talking about, well, where do they stand in the division? Well, where do they stand with regards to the number 1 seed? There are 15 freaking games left to play. We can let it play out. It's okay to let it play out, but I do not think there's a difference. Are you a bad team, or are you a team playing badly? I'm not even sure that the Chiefs are playing all that badly. Certainly on one side of the ball, I don't think they play badly today. The defense not good enough, or the offense rather, not good enough, and that is why they are 0-2. And we'll see how they respond with their backs to the wall like this. We will take a timeout. We're going to take a what would this be, a 20 and a half hour break? And we'll come back at 3:00 Central tomorrow on 580 Sports Talk. We'll have this one to recap. We'll have K-State, Arizona to recap from Friday. You want to talk about a team that's bad? Oh my God. All-time disappointing season in progress, potentially, in Manhattan. We'll talk about that one. We'll recap the rest of NFL Week 2, college football Week 3. Join us from 3 to 6 tomorrow on 580 Sports Talk, 580 WIBW, FM 104.9, 580WIBW.com, and these same video channels, 580 Sports Talk on YouTube and WIBW News on Facebook. For Spencer Dupuis, I'm Dan Lucero. I got to go eat dinner, put my kid to bed. Y'all have a great night, great rest of your weekend, and we will talk to you tomorrow on 580 Sports Talk.